And a lot of the conversation that we're going to have is going to be around sexual response cycle. And the reason why we're going to be talking about sex and that response cycle is because one, sex is a really important part of relationships and can either highly contribute to the success of that relationship or be very detrimental in terms of sexual dissatisfaction, or if infidelity happens, if someone is having sexual experiences outside of the commitment and things of that nature. Another part is there's a lot of hormones and neurotransmitters. There's a lot of things happening to the body at a neurological level, at a physiological level that impact our feelings, our emotions, our mental state, which impacts how we show affection to a partner, how we stay committed to a partner or not committed in some instances to a partner, right? So that's the reason why the conversation is going to center and talk about sexual response in the body in that way. So, some hormones that are really important for you to understand for the male body. There's some hormones that are common for both sexes, but the ones that we're going to talk about that you really should know for men in particular are dopamine. Dopamine is the happy hormone. It's the hormone that's responsible for the excitement, for like sexual anticipation. It's the hormone that does a lot of different things, but it makes our brain happy. So it's not exclusively related to the sexual response cycle. You can also have dopamine releases when you're at the restaurant and the waitress is bringing your food. You know that joy you feel when you order your food and you're hungry and your mouth is watering, you're anticipating, and they're finally bringing the food. Like dopamine is that happy hormone. The next one we should know is oxytocin. Oxytocin is also nicknamed the love hormone. So it does a lot of different things in the body, but in terms of sexual response cycle, it's released during like the arousal phase for men. It usually decreases after their orgasm, but it's the hormone that makes us feel emotionally connected, that makes us feel the feelings of love, etc. And so the difference between men and women is that women usually have a high increase of oxytocin during and following the orgasm, whereas for men, they can have it during the entire arousal response, but once they ejaculate, once they orgasm, the oxytocin can decrease. So another one that's super important is testosterone. So testosterone is to men what estrogen is for women. So it's a sex hormone it plays a big role in a man's sexual libido, their sex drive, whether or not they can function properly sexually. So supporting them having and maintaining erections and being able to ejaculate and experience orgasms. And it's like the male juice, right? So testosterone is important. And then another one you should know is vasopressin. So I will talk a little bit more about vasopressin in a bit. So let's talk about men and monogamy. So men are not inherently designed to be monogamous. So what researchers find is that when a man is in a long-term relationship, and so a lot of studies consider long-term 12 months or greater, so anything less than 12 months would be short-term, not considered long-term. What they found is that men who are in long-term relationships, so 12 months and greater, compared to men who are single or in short-term partnerships, the men in the longer term relationships have lower testosterone. And I mentioned before that testosterone regulates a man's sexual desire and libido. So what they're finding is the longer a man is with a partner, the less testosterone they have. Less testosterone means lower libido. Lower libido means lower sex drive. Lower sex drive means it's, probably having a negative impact on that romantic partnership. And so what they find is that one of the sure way that a man's testosterone is going to increase is if they are exposed to a new potential sexual partner that will increase their testosterone. So there is something about novelty or the chase or this new potential partner that jumps up like a man's testosterone. So I share this with you for you to think about. If you're in a partnership, if you're in a sexless marriage or a sexless relationship, that isn't normal and that is not healthy. So if you are in a sexless commitment, regardless of what that commitment is, there is something wrong in terms of either a hormone imbalance for a partner, a lack of interest for a partner. There could be a variety of factors, but a sexless partnership isn't normal. So if you're in a sexist commitment and you've decided that you're not going to meet the sexual needs of your partner, a possible option, not saying this is what everybody has to do, might be to being open to sexual surrogates, like being open to your partner having alternate sexual experiences or having a one-off new sexual experience to increase that dopamine. I mean, increase that testosterone. And while I'm talking about dopamine, also with long-term relationships, dopamine is also decreasing at the beginning of the sexual response cycle. So the dopamine is what's happening at the beginning. It's that thing that makes you feel like really excited, like, oh, when I get home, she's gonna get this work. I'm gonna bust her down, blah, blah, blah. That sexual anticipation starts to decrease over time when you're in a long-term partnership. And one of the ways that you can increase that dopamine, increase anticipation, is to be spontaneous, try new things in the bedroom, try different kinks, just getting that excitement up. But once the male counterpart starts to feel like there is some sort of routine or flow or easy known expectation and outcome for what the sexual experience is gonna, like, I know what this is. I know her body looks like, I know the move she's gonna do, I know exactly what's gonna happen start to finish. That dopamine decreases, that testosterone decreases, and then the rest of the following chain reaction goes as follows. So there was a study that they did on chickens where one farmer was having a hard time figuring out why his chicken weren't reproducing. So what they did was they observed what was that farmer doing compared to some other farms nearby that weren't having the same issue. Like, is it some sort of hormone thing? Were the chicken unhealthy? So what they found was the farmer that was having a challenge was treating the chicken like they were monogamous. So he was pairing male chicken with one to two females, compared to other farms where it was pretty much open range and the males had access to whoever they wanted to have access and to compete to mate with. So what they found was the chicken at the farm where they had selected partners, those male chickens were also healthy, but they had very low testosterone. That low testosterone lowered their libido, which decreased how often they had the desire to mate and have sex with the partners at their access. So easily ways for them to rectify the issue wasn't to give them testosterone like supplement. It was just to allow them to be exposed to a new mate. So another thing that people talk about in terms of animal models for
Hello, hello,
monogamy, a lot
hello.
of people reference birds. So a lot of
Laurentia,
people like to say, well, birds are
Akwaba.
monogamous, so men can do it too. There are
Um,
other living things that are monogamous. So more correctly, birds are socially
okay.
monogamous,
Mama
meaning
Mimposi.
birds will choose a partner that they pretty much showcase to the community, like, that's my bitch. Like a male bird will be like, that's my bitch. But birds are infamous for having
Let me mute this for one quick minute. Ebusiafo yɛ ma mo nyinaa Akwaba. And this show need a very short 12 o'clock bang bang na yapon because me angasa me is stubborn. I shouldn't be here, but I cannot not be here too. Mhodo antino. Um mehunam nyawa bi nkɔ yie wɔ me huna mu koraa, but mhodo antino I'm here, and we'll be able to bring this show. Now, just before we start the show, I want to issue a disclaimer because this is going to be a very quick, like I said, but controversial show today. And I know how people can be. I know how people can easily misconstrue certain topics to be a personality representation and attack. But let's have an open mind. Mr. Moa, if you are not the type of person that can have an open minded discussion, I'm begging you, this show is not for you. Mrs. Subio, if you are not the type of person that can have an open minded discussion, this show is not for you. If you are, and you are willing to share your experience, your ideas, and knowledge, whatever it is that you have, please stay and share it to your friends to also come and watch. Nah, I'm sure so by the time we finish today's show, we'll all have a lot to learn. We'll have some understanding about why certain things happen the way they do. Um, Again, I encourage you, say, if you really are interested in today's show, stay. The topic for today, NSA, are men naturally wired to be monogamous? Is it um is it realistic? Is it a choice? Is it inherent or it's biological? Again, we are not by any means encouraging anybody to involve in any extra curriculum activities. We are just discussing this on a more holistic and intellectual level. And you know, Mr. Moa, Mr. Menya cold kakra nti ɛyɛ a mfankyɛ me wa Mr. Moa. Okay, so yɛnkɔ na yɛntoa video wei so. Area I have another 1 minute video bi a mpɛ sɛ mɛbɔ. Na mebɔ wie a na yɛ discuss. And again, if you are really interested in this topic, please go ahead and share, and let's have, I want as much contribution and comments and conversation going on, because this is a very dicey topic. It's not a topic most people want to venture because of the fear of the stigmatization and all that stuff, but we are going to venture it tonight. And I believe everybody here is an adult and an open-minded person. Again, if you have a problem with accepting open-minded discussion, this discussion is not for you. If you have a problem with accepting the fact that there are so many different views and perspectives in life about things, please, this discussion is not for you. This is not a sermon. This is not a church uh, um, discussion. This is real talk. If we're Matty, why I'll boost my immune system. This is real talk discussion. And you know, me pacho baby. If you want to enjoy this show, be open minded and share the feed. Me ba se sia. Me ko scoop kakra mrana. Me fe boost me immune system to send ya efia. Eka efia de
So they'll
Debi
have
Debi
a
ne ode
clothing
beba.
partner that they showcase to the other birds in their niche, but they'll have the women will get pregnant by other male birds, or that male bird will have bird babies with another female. So the species links is happening. There's also species of birds that are like seasonally monogamous. Like, I'll be monogamous right now, winter time, like niggas. Like, it's winter time, like let's do this. Oh, spring? Oh nah, I gotta see what's up with these new bitches. So there's definitely species of birds that choose to be seasonally, or choose a new mate each season, or forwardly choose one mate, but are still having other sexual experiences and reproducing with other female partners. All right. So earlier I mentioned this hormone called vasopressin, and I didn't speak to you about like what it does, and I said I would bring it up later. So now is later. So vasopressin is the hormone. It's nicknamed the monogamy hormone. It is also called the J hormone. J meaning jealousy. It is the hormone that makes a male feel like he wants to protect this female, wants to procreate with this female partner, wants to be territorial over this female partner. And so what they found, there were a few different studies done on prairie voles. So prairie voles are these field mice. And so they did one study where they were making observations and found that the prairie vole tend to be monogamous, but their cousin, I'm just gonna call them their cousin, but there's another vole, they call them the meadow voles, they were non-monogamous. So they were trying to understand like why these like species of mice that are pretty similar, like why is one monogamous and the other isn't? What they found was the monogamous species had high presence of vasopressin. So to test whether or not it really was vasopressin that was responsible for the selecting of one mate, they took the non-monogamous metal vole and they gave it vasopressin and then observed. And what they found is when they gave the non-monogamous group of mice vasopressin, they tend to select one mate. So vasopressin is released during the sexual response cycle. Now, does every man release large amounts of vasopressin for every single partner? No. Some men may naturally produce more of it, so they tend to be more monogamous. Some men may release more for a particular partner, like they just have that certain connection and affinity to that person. So it can vary, and based on that, the presence or absence, the amount, the experience. Of course, there's other social factors, but just at a biological level, that can impact whether a male wants to be monogamous or not. They did another research study where they did the same for the males and the females. So they did another research study where they looked at the prairie vole and their chosen partner, and they exposed it to a stranger, so a new potential partner. And so they gave the male the choice, like, you have the option to socialize, to mate, to eat with, to protect, to build with, whatever one you want. And what they found was that the prairie vole still chose to mate with that chosen partner. And once again, vasopressin was responsible for why it was making that choice. And they made their own, you can look at the article, they made their own decisions about what constituted as monogamous in that study. And it had to do with the choice and the time and the reproduction of a selected mate over the new potential mate. So men like to say new pussy is the best pussy. It doesn't mean that the new pussy is better than their current pussy or that the new pussy is the best pussy. There is something about novelty that is exciting for men that jumpstarts that gets that dopamine feeling going, that jumpstarts that testosterone, that gets the libido up and all of that. So I would love to hear, what are your thoughts on whether or not men can be monogamous? Have you came across any other speakers, articles, readings that speak to this topic? I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments below.
Okay, so that was our first video. I have another 1 minute video be a pese in IT, and then we can start our discussion for the day. Like I said, and then it's going to be very quick, brief, straight to the point. No kwana kwana. Mo share no. Meda mo ase bebree. Mo share no. Enya hwe. Sisi ano. Me hu se share na mumu bi mo de mo mpesa mo share, but enya hwe.
Good evening, judges. Biologically, sex is designed. Good evening, judges. Biologically, sex is designed for one main purpose: procreation. Anything else, that's extra. The female reproductive cycle comes around once a month. For a man, it's every day. For each sexual act, the woman's one egg is matched by the man's 120 million sperm cells. And let's do some calculation. 120 million sperm cells a day, every day, as opposed to one egg a month, every month, means, assuming all the cells are viable, that it will take only 30 men to impregnate all the women in the world. This points to one clear fact. A man is, by nature, polygamous. Monogamy and fidelity are unnatural situations promulgated by religious beliefs and social pressures. Take those away, every man will cheat. It's simply biological. Now let's look at the extra. It's a known fact that women, for the most part, are more emotional than men. So it's natural that after a sexual encounter, she'll be attached. But because a man is visual and logical in nature, there's no emotion involved. For him, it's just a physical release that's got nothing to do with love. A man loves his woman by protecting and providing for her. Period. It's really quite simple. For a man, the physical and the emotional, two separate entities.
Okay. Dwumadie wei adwumakuo a asɔ yɛ asene a ɔmo ne edi dwuma ɛyɛ Hukimi ɛyɛ app a ebe hook you to the world, and the ball will be in your court, meaning say you have access to everything that you want to have access to in the world, and you get to meet as many people as you want to meet. You get to mingle with them. Mr. Was I won't download the app now called Play Store. Na hook me. App ni din hook me. HUKUME. When you're calling hook me message real quick.
Yes, it's finally here. Hook me.
Ah, you found love. Wow.
With your Play Store, App Store, and now web. Now download the Hook Me app. You will understand why I'm so excited.
Spell mommy.
HUKUME.
Hook me.
Yes. Kwejo, manefila no mami. Na mini new catch no
All
chat.
right. Wow. I've seen the app. Nice one.
And yes, subscribe. A man memma ya wo pekunu e yere embra enamfo ubehu womo enu o ma twetwe nkomo. Whatever location you find yourself, you've got to be hooked to your potential partner, fiancé, date, friend. You get what I mean?
I like that. Hook me.
So when you with the same city, region, country, another different country, obebaso now one-on-one, when now bon como papa be. Even if you want to chat with 1 million people, brother, the world is large. The ball is in your court, man.
I would like to subscribe.
So go ahead. Hook me. HUKUME.
With this app?
Your world is going to be more exciting, right?
Of course.
Of course. Another Jumoku almost also a sitting a world remit. And Pempi and a emergency to me see with fear, and you have to find Charlie na you be oko Ghana na me first come no fan koma me offer na find ye way ma me you be oko Ghana and first come man koma me bay me you be oko Ghana first come man koma me girl ya na say me boy no on find your person ye world remit. I take care of issues in you. You don't need Obi or Ghana to give them money. All you have to do is download World Remit, and then you are good to go. Within 5 seconds, Sikebi Obi here be able to me as a command. A very reliable, instant, and a sense a secure. Now, if you have used it before, I don't need to say much because the type of security that World Remit has, you don't have to worry about your information going anywhere or your funds going to the wrong person. Make count for World Remit amount. So one download ya mesrewa ya download World Remit. More bridge. One download the World Remit. See apps in Bibliwa and cop baby. World Remit is almost all over the place. It's Bombardiana download it. Now the good thing is they have one of the highest rates that you can get in the market. And download the Emami. Na mundi ho adanse. I know some of you already use it and you already know how it works. Yankwade almost there real quick. Just 2 minutes.
Just one more pic, JJ, please.
Oh, mama. Really?
Smile. It's not every day my eldest son graduates.
I couldn't have done it without you.
All without Auntie Jane's generous support.
Here is to Auntie Jane's well-appreciated World Remit money transfers.
World Remit Corporation is licensed as a money transmitter by the New York State Department of Financial Services, as a foreign transmittal agency by the Massachusetts Division of Banks, number FT 1179663, and licensed by the Georgia Department of Banking and Finance, NMLS 1179663, Massachusetts Foreign Transmittal License, FT 1179663.
World Remit, a better way to send money. Download the app or visit worldremit.com.
Okay, yeah, that was it. That was a message from World Remit. Titana Meka and Opeso send this Nkomoh be very easy, straightforward, very secure, fast, and so. Account. You're very Mate. I'll get it. Yeah. Okay. Now, Ekuya,
Yes, bro.
Hey, now Shatana be man, I'm too who you it.
So,
Yeah, funny business one. Anyway,
yeah. How's it now?
okay, all right. Now, Bibiati saying,
Let me adjust.
hey, and no busy me bisa say. So last week, Udumu o camera na okoshe ichire ho na woye na woye no. Na wone hwan na eye because so wonkwa na wo ho a there's no reason for you to turn off the camera. And you know the fact that we turning off camera no Emma we are suspicious pa and you know a day and now o kan wo.
Me pacho senka eye na nkobi hye me nkyɛn anka enye bad idea pra.
Anka program kwa pa hwe wonye.
Nka menye especially of all the days ene senko bi hye me nkyɛn anka enye bad pra because me here. No. But reasons beyond me control tina camera no ewo off. Na say last week na say most pa na me camera no na ewo on na echo off kaka because na name bi nko yi ene de
Nti wonkwa na wo sha na wodi sa nkwa asem no.
ebam.
So
mo person mo hu ne na ha me. Me kan yi anka me kan but
okay. And the wow beside no so wuti a wo answer na on saka no. O se nya bibia na obetumi aka na nye hu ye bia ye mfa ne saa enda nyame ase. Okay. I asemu and they show the bed you but muhudo anti and my voice in me a year amount for this year very seven couple lemon tea if you say minko scoopio sa minko den okay my real quick shout out but so hana wo share type bibi na hu sa wo Hawaii na yembo udin na ye nyina ye hia shout out obi ni wiase mu a on pay attention ye nyina ye pay attention timpacho bodin na me ma shout up real quick Laurencia Buedumate una we the very first person I quit wusia no I think so ba
yeah me need more picture she's a very sweet lady
yeah oba you know GMN right okay Laurencia yamo akwaba Belinda onsusu yamo akwaba Troublesome Ifia yamo akwaba Father Bacchus Vim Nation yamo akwaba Vera onsusu mehu se ota ho yamo akwaba Irene Pia yamo akwaba Kofi Yeboa yamo akwaba Chrissy Marie onsusu yamo akwaba hwan bio na abete ho okay obibi obeba bia so yebema no akwaba se nene wo first time so wo hwe en so a pacha obomodin ma ye hu se enene wo first time type your name let us know today is your first time even if it's your first time texting just let us know so enene wo first time I will text na ye ma akwaba Anita Walanyo onsusu ye ma akwaba Anita de ye eyi in and out oba noko ene de waba yeda nyame asise ode na brain okay so if you are shout out to me bi mo ana
baby baby
okay all right and then your question ye bisa Vosti emo akwaba Ghana Judas masa for some baby question the first time first time there baby yeah train yeah other panel members or monam kwan sem traffic achi bi mu nto monam kwan so mo ba but we will start And the question is, Bisani say, naturally, yemfa. Oh, Anita, minim so the okay, so one time texting. Minim so what. Okay, so the question is naturally, yemfa, what's our Western can I say knowledge and answer interpretation of what an ideal relationship should be. And fan chain. Yes, I know so most of us are religious. Most people are Christians, and we believe in some standard of morality. And so no, you be hold it and also so constant. Now our question is it naturally possible for a man to be monogamous? Is it naturally possible for a man to stay with one person throughout their whole entire life? Ekuya, since obi in here, mommy will view na here we are.
Okay. When I say my obibia when you says stay with one person for their whole entire life, my week cry. Is it we mean when they are with one, when they've started a relationship with the person, or they are married to the person?
It doesn't matter. You can stay with someone and not get married to them.
No, I'm just saying, say, so when you say the entire life, so we are see another when they are with that person. That's what I mean.
Your home baby as saying.
Anyway, we see on the whole entire life.
Let's say you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm not asking the person Bryce to stay with for. We are talking about a man, like a real man, a matured adult man. We are talking about monogamy, which involves sex. So
I
I'm
don't
not
think
talking
you
about
understand the question that I'm asking. It's here, but anyway, it's possible.
Is it possible, say,
Yes,
once you
it is.
grow up
It is.
and you get to understand the relationship or association with the opposite sex, is it possible for a man to be with one person
Yes, it is
without
possible.
having any other side issues?
Yes, it is possible. It is possible. Everything in this world, anything in this world is possible when you set your mind and heart to it. Maybe are possible. Yes, it is possible. Yeah, nipa no na obeye wadwin say saying I'm a person me and I say I'm a person me, and there are men in this world that are doing it. Yes, it is possible. 100% possible. It is possible.
Okay. Don't you think, say, people are doing it because that is what they think is expected of them?
It could be obi or ni fie ni upbringing no, any morals ni culture ni maybe a unimu ni fie no, he's expected say obi do right into the years, so he's doing it because yeah adia nebusiafo na ne mama ne papa expect say obey a good boy being I will say yeah obey. But however no, to me I feel say it's a choice that we all have, and people make that choice and stick by it.
Okay, so you just use the word, and I'm glad you used that word. I wish say we had more people made to me and fire all my questions. I don't want you to want it to seem like I'm putting you on the spot.
It's okay.
But you just used a word, say the person is going to be a good person. By that word now we're using, are you saying to say if a man has multiple partners, that person is a bad person?
Having you have to have some kind of intention that is not good to have multiple. You understand? If you have, like they're saying, say men are naturally polygamous. And if you have two, I think so because okay, yeah, acceptable. But then again, let's not forget to say there were other religions a permit you to marry as many as they want. It's all I say.
You are actually getting into my next but go ahead. I wanted you to tell, because you made mention, and I think it's the general conception of most people. Say if a man has more than one partner, that man is a bad person.
Let's not forget to say
Is that
no,
true?
let's not forget to say let's not forget to say the Islamic one that I'm talking about. Yeah, it's legal. They've legalized it. Okay. And everybody knows. But the other one is Abia Wawari Baku and then you have multiple other ones and you're not showing it. Like Ubia Enim. This Baku Pena Ubia Enim. Omo Makani na etitetetetem omo from Bang se woman. However, when an Islamic
Is it
man
not
has
because of stigmatization of the society? Because how is it possible that a
Christian
bakono?
Christian,
Go ahead.
Christians bi so wo a omo say Bible ni enimu sa enti no legalize no that way no when umkofu hu a ene se mo beka kra mo kakra means at least if fancy maye ni eme hu da ho makwa akumu oba na busuafo nti busuafo ni. You understand? You see, people say we are bad and answer a bad when udate because because multiple obi a enim tie na obi ehu ne ho dia obi ehu ne ho uye wade uye de see anything a man go for say it's a bad thing. So I say where as
So let's forget about what Nkofo feel. Let's talk in real sense. And please, I want us to have real adult. And I make I say, if you don't have an open mind, please, this discussion is not for you. Log off. If you cannot have an open-minded discussion, if you think you are going to be judgmental about people's contribution, please log off. Because this I can't even 5 cry. I'll prefer 5 open-minded people to have this discussion with, because there are certain choice of words AJA UCR. It's in most people's mind, and I want to see, say, does it actually make sense? Is it something that we have been made to accept, or it's something that actually makes sense? For instance, Okano, and again, I'm just going to repeat what you said. Say, if you want to be a good person, then you just stay with the one person that you have. And I'm asking, I want contribution. So if someone has multiple partners, does that mean the person is a bad person?
and I make her say not necessarily. Okay, Papa. Yeah, and I use the Islamic ways and some Christian way for a excuse me. The only time people will say it's a bad thing is yeah, say why worry anyway it everybody knows to say we didn't okay. And outside of waiting no, ebia adwo nim say oh okay. Beme okunu I'm sorry, beme owoyere, but oneme ne ho eye me nko a. And then the next minute you know, there is Akusua, there is Abna, there is Ama. You
Why would
understand?
you think say it's either say or ne pe and on any woho, or there are other people. And to say if you are willing to be part of the ne why should you put it in your mind say
I mean, say Abia, it's an understanding that both of you had, and I say Abia, you see, it's a normal for
It could be an
anybody.
assumption.
It's normal for, so if you know, say enye or non, you let them know. You understand? That is what if you don't let them know, that is when people will start thinking, say now only back on things, say you are a bad person and you have bad intentions. You understand? If you feel say enye or non, besides no oyi n'ekyi no wowɔ no wosan wɔ bi foforɔ enti then you give her that choice or ohu sɛ ɛnyɛ ɔno nko a, that is when she will decide say it's either say this is something I want to do or this isn't something I want to do, enti I'm walking out. So ɔte ase ne nyinaa yɛ choices no bia. So ɔte ase enti sɛ wonim sɛ ɛyɛ wo yere na wafɔ obi ka no ho na sɛ wompɛ sɛ people, like again, people are the ones that will think sɛ woyɛ nipa bɔne or you have some bad intention towards it because you're not making it legal. O ma obia ehu ye sɛ wo mini nipa asomesi na ɛwɔ hɔ ɛka me yere ho.
So, what about because of what society expects of you, or because of the expectations from the people involved? You know, as a man, you are not trying to
it's an
rub anything in
understanding,
anybody's face,
right? It's
so
an
you decide
understanding.
to keep
It's an
it the way you want to keep it. Does that make you a bad person?
In a way, in people's mind, yeah, and in a way to know, it depends on how.
Yes, in people's mind, and in a lot of people's mind, in majority of the world's
Right,
mind.
right. But what
My
I'm saying,
question tonight is: should that be the case?
but my thing is that say that this is where people will start saying, say you're a bad person or whatever it is. Say if you know you have multiple of them and they know you're not rubbing it in their faces, so again, a choice. Say oh, if I say this we chin or my 4.5 can wait. We and ebi a wompɛ sɛ obi hu a, these other concubines, I think say it's only right or fair for them to know actually me yere koraa no matumi afa me yere akyi na wo enti you're not the only one. You understand? And it's so complicated. Complicated.
Who is an honest man?
You see, I won't say there I don't think there is any honest man in this world. We all have a little dishonesty in us. You understand? Somebody being honest to you, it's going to go by your own definition and what your expectations are of the person. It's that's how you're going to define being honest with you. So I say, and when you say, for me, for instance, to say so, be honest. If you're a man and I'm with you, and ABA, we're talking about wawari. I understand. So wawari yeah, boy, I am understanding. And for any reason, if you feel you have somebody, if you feel say you have an attraction or a feeling for another person besides me, be honest enough to let me know. If it bothers me that much, if it's a problem for me, I'll just walk away, and then whoever it's okay with it will deal with it. To me, that is you being honest. That is what I deem as honest. So I say, you let me know, say, be a mommy, Charlie. Yes, wifey or but I have the urge to do other things. I want to be freaky. I want to be all over the place. Ain't will beat me one crop come. It's my choice to decide to stay there or to leave. It's that simple. We are saying it's all about choices.
And if a man is able to tell Nayere straight up, say, our side checker, is that person a bad man or an honest man?
It depends from where we come from, our culture, our moral values, and all of that. If you're not an Islamic person, you're deemed as a bad person. You're deemed as
no. If we're going by where we come from,
you
Then when
must
you
be
put a
disrespectful.
different story cry altogether, because where we come from, a man is not limited to any number of women. If you are talking about where we come from, if you're talking about what we have come to adapt, the religion that we have come to adapt, then that's a different story. Where we come from, there's no limit as to the number of women a man can have. So let's not even go there.
You see,
Mhm.
eye esum obiara ne how a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔdeal with the name. Okay, obiara ne how ɔpɛ sɛ ɔdeal with the name. Some women would want to know whether you have somebody besides them. Then they can ask or check themselves and say, okay, what am I doing wrong? They can actually sit and have that conversation with you and say, okay, is this something that I'm doing wrong? Is this something that you want that I'm not doing? It's like she will have that kind of conversation with you. Then man will give reasons to Obano, Yintia, Abia, Wasa, Obano, Ekanwana, Wasa, a man, Ekanahu. Then she'll make that choice. Again, it comes to choice. Then she'll make the choice and says, okay, Meko anasemenko, Metnaho anasementina.
Okay, so like you just said, and like Ifua is also saying, that will not sit well with the wife.
No, it won't.
So if it doesn't sit well with the wife, but it's something the man wants to do, that automatically makes him a bad man, right? Because what he wants to do doesn't sit well with the wife. That makes him a bad person.
Oh, yes, in the wife's eye, yeah, yes. To the wife, yeah. To the wife.
I don't know, say I'm on for through topic waiting and they won't show up. No, you see, that's the thing. I want brave people to show up and have an open discussion. But I say, yeah, because I really need diverse ideas, diverse contributions, but I know anyway, let's continue. So my point is that if we even talk about religion, if we even talk about religion, what is religion? Religion is something nobody was born with a religion. Okay, it's something that we all grew up to understand. Unless I'm convinced today, say you were Nkomoh for nyami, na you were Christo for nyami, then I'm good. But if we have the same God, a traditional believers in almost nyami then I'm okay. But if it so happens, say omunyina nyami eye bako dia, then I am confused as to why when a man has multiple partners in one Nyankopon Embana section, he's a good person, he's an okay person, he's good, he's respected, he's honorable. However, at the same man, equal different side of Nyankopon Embano now okonya more than one partner, he's evil, he's bad, he should be excommunicated. Say a banenu, and it's all the communion, and it's all you say, and it's all you say.
Okay, so
what is that? Is it the moral behind the fact that you have multiple partner, or is the religious or more I inculcated into us and a play sad tricks on us? Am I accept that as the right thing to do?
And again, it comes to choices. Obi wa if ya yetiti wom, baby a ofri, nintiti ya unyaye. Ye di Christo ene titi no. Ye see Christo ni die enye yensese we say whereas there are the same people, there are some people almost a Christopher, they've come to disprove say any Bible no baby I say to me worry more than Obaba with me worry me.
It's still really, it really still hasn't been proven by anybody. What kind of no more than
Or
quotations,
you know that
quotations, quotations.
there is this guy that came on Kofi's show, Kofi TV a while back. Ebeka say there is no way in the Bible that says to say or no, you won't be ma you Christian you won't mean worry me you and na Kofi Bisan say no na all can worry me na no say there be on won't me intim ba ko pena na why they worry. Now
Exactly.
so now the question mami me bisa a question back. We see Obi near they texting me. So let's say it's the reverse. Emma is the reverse. Yeah, would men be okay with it?
First of all, there's a reason why there are more men. I mean, there are more women in the world than men. Secondly, let's be honest, women cheat more than men. If we are using that as cheating, women cheat way more than men. The only difference is women are smarter than men, so they don't get caught and they are never discussed. It's always the men who are loose, and it's because of our natural biological. And like I said, I'm not holding forth for anyone. I'm not encouraging anyone to do anything. And say no, maybe I'm say me na mama ni kuno anasa ni boy. I started
Papa,
just like
we're having a discussion.
Iguia said, you know, if you think you have what it takes to do it, it's all up to you. But I don't understand why it's so easy for a man to be put on the spot immediately. But sorry, Mofanchemi. And so no, it's not even a matter of if the reverse. Besides, we are not talking about the reverse today. The topic for today is: can a man, we didn't say a woman, can a man be monogamous? Can a man stay with one woman biologically? Is it possible? Now, naturally, are men supposed to stay with one woman? Are men naturally supposed to stay with one woman?
Well, I'm not a scientist, so to me, but maybe what I know is say from what I've grown to understand is that yes, that is how it's supposed to be for Christians and for Muslims. They are supposed to do more than I think so they have up to 4. But a Christophony be about say any Bible mu baby say to me worry more than you see intino. So one person will be because say or a bad person like you say doesn't make me into any and yet one the first wife I can first wife or pool wakofa second abeka home wakofa third abeka home on it omo it's an understanding between so say Emma no any the bad person. So what you say, and from what we grew up to come to understand, yes, a man is supposed to be with one person. Now, is it happening? No. So I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is there. It is happening. There is nothing we can do about it. We can't change that. It's the expectation of society and our culture and moral upbringing. Into America, you see, a man is supposed to stay with one, yes, with one woman.
So it's our culture and our upbringing, but it's not a definite way of defining somebody. It's not an absolute way of defining someone and labeling him as a good or a bad person?
Not at all. But what I'm saying is, for somebody to say you are a bad person, okay, the whole idea of say having multiple of them and them not knowing, or it's not being in the open, or it's not being legal. So what I say, and that's how somebody will say you were a bad person or something like that. You see, people see the other people of not being bad or having any bad intentions or having any negative way towards whatever they are doing, because they feel that those people have made their intentions known. So what I say, okay, Bema we need
So
the third wife ni.
once you make your intentions known, you are not a bad person anymore.
That is, you see, that is what society has made it to be. That is what the society.
So you make your intentions known. At I have 3 women, and you are very abusive to all 3 women, very disrespectful to all 3 women, very unsupportive to all 3 women. For as long as you have made your intentions known, you are still a good person and an honest person.
Yes, society thinks you are the, legit. You are it.
Society sees you beating your wife and they think you are legit. The society sees you beating your second wife and they think you are legit.
That's the society that we live in. You understand? We have normalized certain things. So what I say, yes, okay, say okay, say will be say no. I di ento as our di ento kwasim. Our di say sim, our di say sim. Say no wakoye ne ho ade inti no. Or home kwan so be sa. That is what some of the society have made it.
So you agree with me that the society doesn't always make sense? Because
None or
if the
whatsoever. You see,
definition by your definition, it's unfortunate that you are the only one here giving me these definitions, because going by your definition, if a man is able to come out and tell all his partners the number of partners he has, automatically that man is an honest and a good person, regardless of how he treats them.
as far as
However, a man can have multiple partners and be very respectful, treat each and every one of them very nicely, helps them the way, as much as he can. But it's a very bad man because he hasn't made his intentions known to the rest of them and to the rest of the society.
right. You see, me, I don't. It's all about choices. So I say, ubi any choice. Like you just said, you can have 2 women. Okay, bako ebia bako ye were, bako ye was side chick. You treat your wife with the utmost respect. The same vein, you treat your side chick with respect, and you be there. Like the key word, you be there for her. Like you be there for them. So I say, you treat them. Yes, if you be treat you, ye kakra than so be treat you side chicken. But you have to be supportive to side chicken and so. You also have to
Yeah,
be
but by
fair.
your definition, even if you do all that and you don't introduce your side chick to your wife, you are still a bad man.
It's not by my definition. It's by, like you said, it's what is in people's mind, not in my mind. That is what is in people's mind. So if you don't let your intentions known, you are a bad person. Meaning you're being secretive about something, you are hiding something, you're doing something you're not supposed to do. You're hiding it.
I want everybody's definition of a bad man and a definition of an honest man or a good man. quote and unquote. A definition of a bad man and a definition of an honest man. Mr. Moon type mommy. I will read everybody's definition. In the meantime, Ekuyayama Father Bakus any Eric Akwaba. For your Akwaba. And the Mwache Kakra. Unfortunately, and them why ever point 10 moment Mwache no. But and you better late than never. And the topic I hear Nkomoh is, can a man really be monogamous? And we are looking at the definition of a good man versus the definition of a bad man. If we are saying in the eyes of a society, if you are a man with multiple women or partners, and you haven't introduced each other to each other, you are a very, very bad man and a dishonest person by the definition of the society. However, if you are able to introduce each of them to each other, irrespective of how you treat them after the introduction, you are a good man and an honest man. Father Bakus, what drink?
Oh, I think it's a
yeah, mute. Show mic in mom.
Hello, Eva.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that naturally, I don't think it's a human beings in Ankasa now. Monogamy na a choice, and your choice per se a culture, and a religion, so play part in it. Never being for now. The only thing a man being for effort was also kind of the lady no can say hormones so bisa. So biologically, maybe yeah chemistry and I we muno and yes and I see into but naturally I would say into so tied together. Didn't say oba betu matana oba baako ho. Say ba na say nka yentine mu saa, most men will cheat or will have more than one woman. And yemfa agronto nchen, yenhwe emma wo wiase na yenhwe mmema wo wiase. Ye chen one cry still emma ni bi beka. Why so? Which means nyaminim the oye maybe opese ye fa emma ni bika ye yonom ho. Wo jase. Because ye fa no one more bekechi more than you. One of the service one. So naturally, that is how God created human beings. Or born by more than a man. What was the reason behind it? And there were a woman can also, I don't know if it was the second video now playing. Also, a better 30,000 people can impregnate all the women in this world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So that should tell you, say. That is how I am a ball and Bema no yem say you know so saying and what they will produce once every month they produce only one, right? But in Bema you two produce we into naturally but religion play a role in everything that we're talking about. Religion ama ebimo otumi ware one. The same religion so what will be so betuma ware a maximum of 4. Religion so over Christianity frown upon it, and I strictly one on one. And because of that, even most constitutions around the world, so I can the same thing say, oh warrior more than one bigamy, jail.
Because most constitutions are based on religion.
Religion, exactly. That was the point.
And mostly draw. Christianity.
PK wakasa asemida. So that
PK
was why I
argue on it. That yes.
Yes. So which means is religion na ama nipa obema or wari baako. But any religion na eba say oh yenya me yebe ya yebe bebre. Osha culturally, share your culture for example. It's then Osha ye fie kra ka ho a. Te dada tete no obo so obi o ma bema baako o you number 3 or 4. So one if I could cry, what baby cry or one ade. And yes, Islamic religion, for example, if you have the money, you can marry up to 4, right? The same religion now you, but another aspect of religion or another side of religion, no. na yenhwe krom ha I think it's obi ate your friend is saying your president here okofa girlie Clinton, right? Clinton. Yes, but still, say Embrano Kretia say ubeyiwi, but one wareno on any share home. Tiena ye bibi katasumu so intuma mewe. Inti Mbema na Ankasano, it is very hard for Mbema to be paid. That doesn't mean say buying you and my as you said no. Na chene yenchi wonti debia will bugu Mbema so. Na ya fanasa. Mbaye very smart when it comes to cheating. And Mbema no yano ne kama yen. Oba betumi keep a secret, no. That is why most of the times oba enye DNA
enye one no behavior so.
Okay. Okay. And one will accept them some hobby. And Osha enye DNA na ansen ebe mu a eyi man what one. Charlie, enka most of us here
I'll tell you.
Obani anayi. Nti DNA no na ede niam eba. Emma being saying that is why I mean if my girlfriend and I may cheat to me, my main oboko because
I want to find
yes. Me my kind. Mean to me finding same be and shame da. My girlfriend mean to me finding same be my girlfriend da. But my girlfriend bottom the insiamam. My wife bottom the insiamam. I did that. Me who saw be maybe I need some work. I said, Charlie, wifey, be knowing you more. I not possible. What I say, but to acquire more, but I can say, oh, yeah, Charlie, yeah, for you know. Me a day, because I say, Yemi, what I say, that is what I will say for now. Now, my more be so happy.
So, if you are saying
cheating is different from polygamy, yeah, I understand that.
No, I think cheating is the
so
exactly the hidden part of polygamy, the hidden interpretation of polygamy, because it's really kicking about outside and to go from Pong. And see, and put a chairman tier block and all that. Next, I show who the Dr. Poop, Yonko.
Same way there at the end of the day, no. Papa, so be repeating question, no be mama me. I say it's bad. I think I missed that part, no kakra.
No, what I'm saying is say, okay, go ahead.
No, not and maybe can say who is an honest man and who is a bad man.
Okay, I don't think say there's an honest man and a bad man. I'm coming from the angle say every human being is honest and every human being is bad. The fact saying that makachire papa no kureno doesn't mean I'm honest. I'm honest on that situation at that particular moment. So chinachi me koya bone and I said papa koye bibi na me pese me chuchaji papa. I have to lie to get to save him. So in that way, then I'm not honest. And the honesty and say will be a bad in there. It depends on the actual situation. By the bad, you can say any Jumadian moi. Bema say Bema decided say obey cheatia. You can cheating partner. Obeka say a bonnet. In their terms. It's the same thing as say my culture or banner say me kwa wari biakana. I don't know the anya bonnet. And you know say you relate here. Ube say man can't no. I'm not honest. Me bona mania. I'm honest. But in that situation, you know, it's the same polygamous process now. And you know, AJ, to in my point of view, me feel say depending on that situation, you know, a bit me am the pana papa and a bonnet. But polygamy is an abakusukano. Sanity at the end of the day, no. Yen culture, no, and me say culture. Yes, Christianity part no na me imagine. Because here's the case say, suffer ebet me jina ho aka say, ene da ide emo bia emo adwama, ubo adwama obekọ abonsem jam, ubeye. Fine. Na suffer na mu ahwe sister na wo to nwom no. na akɔ mia no na akɔ nyem no yɛntumi nkanti no na ɔmo hyehyɛ hɔ behind the scene ɔmo hyehyɛ hɔ behind the scene eti no religion no especially on the Christian part ɛmma mmarima nka ntumi mpaa mu nka asɛm no korɛ and up to date that same Bible no and I stand to be corrected Bible no baby bia nkyerɛ sɛ yɛka sɛ kyikyerɛ atwan papa ɛne Bacchus ɛne Eric ɛnware ɔbaa baako ɔsi anka sɛ mo betumi a nti sɛ wontumi a stay with one woman sɛ wobetumi a dodoɔ bi a ɔpɛ no wobetumi afa ɛm sɛ papa yɛn audience no baako atwuro asɛm bi and it's true sɛ sikani ɛware mmaa dodoɔ a ɛyɛ okay in the community
kokuti minti sɛ obiara kasa kokuti yɛ bad da
despite no mo nyere no mo ɛwɔ hɔ no obiara nyɛ bad da Mark Zuckerberg ɛne kaeɛ no Jeff Bezos ne n'asefo no anam wɔ mmaa
ntia musi ha na mu compare apples to tomatoes mentia seda munni mu ho hwee musi hwee busa mma me say munni we eti mu person mo
wa no
thank you
eti just ye ni hwee ti no ye de yen qualifies
munni mu ho hwee unni mu ho hwee na wo yire maybe I make wo yire e wo ma na wo san kwa kofo bi baba aba betete wa wuntimi hwe no chese busumi so kura 100 200 300 because wuntimi sama who be fan at in life for why anything else
so let I am glad you brought that one to segue this topic. Eric, what do you see? Mami mbisa okay, for one who's my one who's mbisa my next question.
Sure. It's no I think say eye bibi bia ye mom na ye dia achechire ye ho say and I want to also ask AJ question we na me de manuasi nti ma na aka no say sesi akura ye say ye nche wiase ma nyina maako na Bacchus nya baako a omo aka no hwan na enfa omo
ombeda
omo nda omo de omo nda okay
na maybe nti
arrest my case.
Dear woman, come on into me. It's okay.
No, my visa question. Including you are not me. So,
okay, any ever tears room. Yeah, but any Bacchus catch your wife is on your ready na me papa me bow with fool him. My see me papa.
Okay. Na say na be ya me maka ni asem no.
Umelei.
Say na be ya me otu maka no ni asem.
Oh, you bad man. So again, from contributions and for me mano. Ebinio if you are also I say and as Nanaya Drumpe, if you want to save your marriage, don't cheat. Period. If you want to save your marriage, don't cheat. Period. Meaning, say, as soon as Uhakofa side chick, you are a bad person and your marriage should come to an abrupt end. See, let's put things in perspective, and women can cast me out all they want on what I'm about to say. Is it really worth walking out of your marriage because you found out your husband has a side chick? And that this is the day I needed more women on here. Of course, they are not coming, but you are the only woman here, Equia. Is it worth walking out of your marriage only because you found out your husband has side chick or other side chick somewhere?
Side chick or side chicks?
They're trying to sell multiple other women somewhere.
Okay.
But he hasn't flashed it in your face Is it he hasn't disrespected you, hasn't done anything Emma will lack anything that you desire? Is it worth walking away?
Not at all. Not at all. Maybe personally to me, I won't walk away from my marriage because of another woman. The reason the mama walking away because of another woman is when it's being rubbed in my face. I'm being disrespected, and she's also disrespecting me the same way. That is the only reason that but say I'm being treated as a wife. I'm well treated. I'm respected. And I know, say, I'm the madam of the house. Nah, no. And it's the okwa, obeda unchiacha 12 midnight, sorry, abefi.
But you see, there's been some I forgot who, someone.
Who say, Obi, you see, some women will say, I can't handle the fact that my husband is cheating on me with Obi in Mehuso will cheat. Obi are the mere suspicion crampono. Obe sorry now I then wako oh he's cheating on me intimeko anase bibi. You understand? So we Oba and then you feel say your husband is cheating on you or whatever. That's when you start checking yourself, So that is when you start checking yourself.
So okay. What I have observed, okay, both here and in Ghana, and they say women hurriedly walk out of their relationship, their marriage, because they have found out that the man has a side chick somewhere, or sometimes the man has a child somewhere. And so on TB they walk out.
You
now,
see,
the irony of it, the irony of it is that these women walk out and they are willing to be with other men who have other women. Let me tell you a story. This thing happened right here in Virginia. Wait, was it Virginia? Yeah, I think it's Virginia. Obi, and she was either suspicious or she found out that Nukunu a girl or baby. And also be jai papa no. And for kanye pacho ebusiafo bemu asofo bemu obaso bia kwa master so penny card case deacon obia bemu mami si chinchina achi ontumi ntra. And almost ya and the obakwa akwe ya brel and the poor parking in yoma and okoye. The man had no choice than to go and marry the same side chick now, or the problem we are in Abano. This woman the married woman went wandering around, fell through the hands of different men, was treated all kinds of ways. After a while now, who say, Adiano, sa, yesi bibi chinchia nechia no obano. Now she wanted. Now she wanted to come back to Nukunu. Obayane, it was too late. The man was already married to this side chick. Now guess what? Sisi Ono ebadane side chick. Ono started on papa na na behind the girl. Ono akasa po edwuma oto okoji hotel. Na wa frɛ papa no. So open afaha real quick answer wa kofi. Na papa no akoye ne obeye nyina owia na wasɔre gya ne ho na ɔkɔfie. Ono akasa to me frɛ papa no, oh, mato ticket to weekend way try energy excuse wo fie na yeah. Like really, how does that make sense? But at that time she made so much sense to the society and everybody said walk away, don't stay, walk away. He's a bad man. You walk away now, you come and turn around to be a side chick. You see, I wonder what you see, and I will point as you are spending on hotel accommodation and weekend trips and all that stuff. You could have had this all to your damn self. So how does that make sense? And as for me, I know says it might be an extreme to some people, but there are some people who actually know what I'm talking about, who know exactly what I'm talking about because they've been through it or they know someone who is going through it.
Papa,
So again,
Papa, make him be at all the so quick no. Asama make there be a maybe san say. Uwa juma baako. Eno na sustain you. Now so ujai akotena fie akopa juma foforo. That's the only thing I always tell people. You have only one job. Maybe you work for Amazon. Or say Amazon yet. And you know, umpe juma foforo and get hired though. And go through onboarding no. And who send you juma foforo no sitio. Now all of a sudden, you just quit that current Amazon no. Now about fee. You don't get any paycheck anymore. And now you are looking for another job. To tie into the okan. What's a bear man yet? No problem. Can we say also ye nipa? From so you also own yet. Oh yeah, and Kabia and Tissa and Kawanya Saberman. Unyentina Unya Saberman on yano. Chelsea be a so cover and a unyano. Me. Send me sit here, Misuba, if you are wearing papa, and a mania, dear
most of them.
Yes.
Papa, so the OTA, and a wanya the onion, Berkus, Akuya, the OTA, and a wanya the onion, right? What's it? Me yet. Now, train ye unya, dear papa no mum. Now, all of a sudden, intent man, no, what jammy, dear, no, not just I will say. Oh, quack share for. It doesn't even make sense, right? It's not at the end of
me pacho, Mr.
Magia boso man kasubiano.
Thank you,
yes. Make can be kakratua papa the national. We are not here to say at the end of the day, no obin your way and obin your way. But beside who say, oh, say, who ja arena con. No problem, Jaina. So be anti-chiro. And marriage, I'm standing on this platform to say, marriage, no matter how it is a contract. Okay? There's a time of termination, and there's you can say a juma will be contracts for the rest of your life. Obi so far a juma pe ochina no so we jaya juma. It is an our here. It's not going to be good for anyone. It's not going to be good for everybody. There are going to be issues. But I will say, oh, qua many money, man, now must we cheating to me corner. Can be answer?
You see,
because you know what, you are going to be the second person. Yes, can be answer? Me, Mr. Me Jawari, and I me Jamini Paman Nama. Me can be. I will send you any vanity. Answer my free. That is what every reasonable person or logical person would do. But we don't be. Na community no to also. No more count to just say free. When you're free, what done for no kind and no about replace it. To see any na papeke, what about a side check? On stay in that side check area.
I can say Erica, somehow more papa can amuse me the beaches, and we put it. Me say I'm a yech the hair wanting to hair. The woman was complaining, say Nikunu efanichi, Nikuna you say. And I guess what? She's a side chick to a married man. You understand? So me, I'm not going to leave my marriage, especially if it's a man that I have suffered with. We have built we have built a future, or we have built a home, or we've built an empire from scratch to get to where it is today. Na no, me when I'm having my enjoyment, I'm treated well, I'm respected as the woman. No. Sister, because like I said, or be down or per time akufi or no shiapo baby on the weekend. I would intro a woofy actually me and all bow and I was beefy. No, but so you see, it's hard to come to terms with some of these things, but at the end of the day, no sound say, is it worth it? is it really worth it? Say, make us me jai my worry. I'm me. You don't abuse me. You don't disrespect me in front. No. But there's a beer. Nema kunya young blood beer. Ono susu ebi ono susu treat me say ohima na makaso ende like Erin can menye adwuma fufuru mu kwan enti no my application ya matro bibia okay ya hire me ni bibia then me the papa say no I won't do that. That mistake I won't. Nti Father Bakus pacho kache madam say second incoming wife near me maybe why
Yo man, how kakra ni ehu no. How kakra na. How kakra na ehu no. Baba na elsro no. So as I can work at that. You be can you be catch them on the easier than. You can tell your side chicks that in fact my hour number bibia and ye intina ye untum go kan ofi dio but now catch your wife so tale what side chick bi unti men ye you how
okay nti maybe some so is it right to be to spend on your wife and be stingy to your girlfriend?
Oh, I mean chene pepe but your wife more. I mean I think I'll put in more to wife than to side chick. But I mean it's possible to measure side chick more than wife.
No.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's overshare side chick more than wife, but it's fair say overshare no so be, but at least so be in be a 60-40 and be
but so why my wife be crowd and your crowd? No, I'm a side chick.
Okay. And the cashier wife is 60-40 why.
Okay, Martin. But how no na dino?
What be your bacano? What be your bacano?
Papa Buane. Buane. Anawa wonka odi epobi.
O se bibi sa no obi be ka se he wo kuno oni oba bi hihye wo. Ene ne ye since wa obeka. Ono obeka dia na ye de okay ni we nti o nwa. And I grab and say, my maybe I fine. But say obekwe ni ma akoka de head in kakra. That is how I will treat it anyway.
But you see, this thing I always find it. Maybe I'm not even from this part of the world. Like if you ask, I think say,
Papa, you mean you're free Jupiter?
Yeah, my interpretation about certain things a lot different from so many people. So you often hear yeah so to me share and I would share side chick so can okay. If the side chick is working and more sometimes in some cases even making more than you, and then a side chick and so I should bear money be. Why must it always look there are times where a woman will be making way more than the man, but because say ya ball bear man auntie no because your school your university you student loan no the same amount oh. And some of these girls have sugar daddies and rich fathers and stuff and so student loan they expect you to spend all your loan on them. No more the why? Then
Bible say bema besam na nimu fifre na odi ashoba. Okay. You see, let me tell you something. You see, and this is
I'm glad you are bringing the Bible. Go ahead, Go ahead.
And you say a bibia.
Nti do baby a favor mo dey for Bible ni edwuma yes
there be say for Bible ni me personally. There are certain things when a man does for me, not because it's mean to me new. It makes me feel, say, you think of me. I'm in your mind. Not necessarily say every day be given. every day. But the thought that counts. So you say, oh, oba, say be a win situation, and I say be a oba, or be oba the credit. But it will be a woman, oh, Charlie, any day new, it will be out there 100 in me, and now be a oba 5 in me. Something for the woman to know, say, you think of her. Onusu will be a me. If I have, I'll give it. I'll buy stuff. I'll do stuff for you. You understand? But a man money be what almost feel say, yeah, it will say, well, to me show. Na me banana be fana me kudi. Who bondog?
And so
Who
bit me
bondog?
actual one. Bibo, so bit me actual one. What's on one I think?
There be ebeye bibi
It's a difference. So what to me show one I get it.
You see,
But so bit me actual
and that
one.
you see, and that is a thing. Ubetimi and it's a ube mana wo feel say won to me enye. Na we di wulem. Na wa fade onu betimi aye na wo, you don't have to worry about it. Because don't forget, there are also some men out there. Omu nim say oba we obetimi ahwe ne ho pa, but or are they some kind of value to Obani life, but if supporting Obano. No, so onim so Obani to me, onim so Obani bit me ayepa, but or the say, okay, Charlie, Charlie, we be a man to Charlie, Jiwe nafa support bibi kakra, and I be a fato bibi anafa, and I say be a mitia obi amo. Then maybe you are onim se oba bi obet me ahwe ne ho pa ba, but I say Charlie, uni bibi, I'll take it upon myself. Maybe every month be an mitia wo phone bill amount. Yes, who names or banning Timinio, but he wants the woman to know, say, you know, you're a part of me. We here send me here send me. Ebia me one ebroso and kameyama nabroso. You understand? To me, I also say you're not in a position of helping it. Obi onu onimso obani wo paso no peso obeyama oba. Omo wo pa kono so ko so disale ni.
Papa, in terms of that point now, make you know, ABM mechanic say, Uchiremu kakra, Hremia, and I say, Hre movie, because I say, your help be with her. Of course, I know, say, someone like Papa Balkus will definitely, me say, of course, wow, say, we didn't make even more than you are. Bibi say, Papa Elko Macy, and I said, Papa, I take you out, and a Balkus taking the year out. And I even side check just for this example, I mean, making those are not really a big deal to either of Papa
Right.
me or Abeeku here. And at the end of the day, you know, minor things are really not. If in those contests, you know, and the Papa can, I would say Bema no any da ho se on person be yes na. Na akwakwa ebibi e ho. But when it comes to a bibi say, I was say Papa, you're responsible for every little piece of the life, media. And no come no yeah again. But say be small bit of an appreciation there. And
Right,
I
Eric,
think say at least as a man no can do
Eric,
to support the lady.
Eric, and that is what most women appreciate the most. Okay. Onka say be kukuru ne bills nyina and asking responsibilities in afegu utri so no pampa so. You understand? It's the little things that you do. If you're there, or see the little things that you do that makes me love you. You understand? Right? Ube who baby, and I'll be who baby, no be udinechi. Now you're asking yourself, say, Anna, it's the little things that the person does for that person. And the ma or do be a wohoma unipano. Obian kase kona kofa or baby bills if I to a pampaso next year and I say you, but it's the little things that you do for making the woman knows and feel say, okay, so what I say, be funny say, what but say Eric, let me use him. I mean, use many father backus to trim because all the trim panada. I can't say BPO hunamani. Many Father Baku's chimpana.
Bam.
Father Baku, thank you. Father Baku's name say onimi no ho no name chimpana. Mimbeno. There isn't much he can do for me. Ebianwaka say, oh, Ebiaquia. You know what? You know my situation, intino. Charlie, udeji kakrawi na fa support it. So tia si u fa ko ebiakoto bra bi anase ebia fa you say.
Right.
Fa you know, faculty be, you know, buy yourself lunch or treat yourself and I say BB. It's not, and no, he's not breaking a bank doing that. So I say, or mommy who say, or dream who anka bia or will be more than that. And no say I should take advantage of Barcos and expect to say every month be an obitua medanka. No. Me or mommy who say or dreaming into the little that he has in his thoughts or dreaming who are all little things for me to also feel that he appreciates being with me and vice versa. Intimacy so me who be na me na makuhu watch be makuhu t-shirt be makuhu perfume be makuhu bibi ona mato order just because it's not your birthday but just because. You
Those are
understand?
all very different ideal situations you are talking about. There are women who expect that the moment they are in a relationship with you, even though they are capable and able, their whole responsibility should be shifted onto you.
No, not
Even though they
easy.
can
I mean,
totally keep up. Look, I don't think there's any man in a relationship with somebody on namna okohu bibia office ebe fata nipa no ana say ebe efe wo nipa no ho a that's a sika on tomano. I don't think there's anybody that does that. You understand? Those things, yes. And even that, it shouldn't be a one-way street. What I say, even that, it shouldn't be say bear man also about who himself who or some type of t-shirt or a certain type of jeans and now some slippers and now shirt to me. What I say, well, boy, you know the style or the way we are see. And to who be I don't want to mean to. But for the most part, it so happens to say a man would have to sit back because it's the responsibility of the man to do even what they can normally do for themselves.
and Nameka say, Papa, I understand all this that you're saying. Let's not also forget to say there are men that are ready and willing to do all these things to take on the woman's responsibilities. Intino. You cut your coat according to your size. So we should now feel say oba we ya menene wo hui. Ni na choices na ye can ebi any. Oba we ya menene wo hui. Me feel say me penasem me dono. Mbese menene tina. Intino mini macho. But meeting aye edi amani meye. Okay, me cutting me coat according to me size ni oba yi me peno. Me peno we okay mean to me nye. Inti me trim hu me kodi me lane me kofa obi a ebia me teku ni me simple and metimi ni asoso ne so kakra on expecting much from me. Me fi sa lane mu. Na mama omo wo sa full vim no to say Father Bakus mu about be take you on that responsibility and do for them because he's happy to do so. When you're not happy to do so, no, you chop your house matter, you stay in your lane. It's that simple.
Okay. The just say the AJ preacher said, cut your coat according to your size. So if you say to mean to ya now I did. But at the end of the day, no, baby, I'm a papa and say
why did Diego accounts?
Oh, and the no. Na baby kakra. But the meet papa on that tangent no one. Baby a free no so can. Because in a typical Ghanaian community
now you're about to be very young.
Right. Because in a typical Ghanaian community now you won't move here no. Bema and a bequaco dofu. Afuno ye panning in an Bema nepa. yɛdua nneɛma wɔ so no most of the time no sometimes mmaa no support it, but mmarima no na ɛyɛ sɛ ɛba sɛ yɛn dɔ wɔ ho a yɛntwa yɛnyɛ ne sei nti no it looks like say abaa bɛyɛ bɛrima so die sɛ the whole living survival of a woman a ɔne no wɔ hɔnom no becomes the responsibility of the man. Nyame adom sesi ano nneɛma asesa kakra ama yɛnnua mmaa so no they are working, and even as you said most of them are having a good income and things like that, but to catch up on that tangent no na ayɛ den kakra. Iti no mimi hu ne sɛ as a man no deɛ bibi kakra a wobɛtumi ayɛ wei no Jemima bibi kakra a wobɛtumi ɛde ama ɔbaa no show up who say you care about or no deɛ I'm very sure says someone like you and Bakus and any yɛtiefoɔ no mmarima na ɛwɔ mu no they will definitely do it, but if it becomes a routine the expectation is say was say na we man to keep her to survive in the na ba problem kakra, because
and that is where my problem is. You see, there are women who, again, my emphasis here is on able and capable. There are women who even might earn way more than you. Anka, on also so aware or any more than you, on also to be supportive. But no, you are the man. So even though they earn twice, you know, they are still what they call supporting.
Because
you know mean
because our arena say no. Nipa oji aware no kan say be manya japade a odi ko oba abusia ne dia oba ne ya japade odi bafie. That is some of the messages that have been relayed on there. You know, at the end of the day no oba no bi wo ha oba no what dey say na adwum say cash bad ya was say quick na me fa me wo fa se no bantentem na me pick up me nua we na be ma no si dan ma me na otoka ma me eno na kire say wa hwe ne yie e kanya ba pe masa ye woka e wo say o pick up those responsibilities. It ni nyina no eka all those previous niema na yedia ahihye ye aware na ase no uko India, right? I stand to be corrected too. India, I'm say for the Bakus crack the last time. A man no ware me man no anameboa. On that way no so no omo taking responsibility of a man no. Me no ya adwen, but ebi wo ho a man no bi ntia ase. So then they think say everything has to be your responsibility to ensure say they are being taken care of and all those things. But no so no papa oya ne den a bebre no ntia ase enti no na akwa say yebeka enya hwe nti wo na so be more depending yes depending demanding no se den a sa nipa no na wa twa na abo ebi ya obekwa akohia don sika ni bi se Bakus ande cash no taa ho na wa twa bi ama ne kama
since na many Bakus here because Bakus is taking good care of me. You shouldn't common sense. You shouldn't common sense. I don't have to ask. Mame.
If you radio. Sorry. If you radio na yato aso ewo Facebook for like maybe the next 10-15 minutes but can I say if the man has the means, if he has the means to 100% take care of the woman, I don't have a problem with that. If he has the means to make the woman just a sit-home person and enjoy, I don't have a problem with that. But if the woman also has the means to help and at least take care of herself, don't even take care of the man, take care of your own self. Sa expectation say we a bema, you have to bear all the cross, you know. And now say, even though you can take care of your business, because Bearman or Honun, you have to bear all the cost, the whole cross, Moma nimra for Mukakra. Oh, Moma nimra for Mukakra, because ASA adding pa Emma Ebimo. But I think so me my takeaway from and the show and they said, but before then, me Kaimo said you may we top hub and cousin a year hook me and I saw your senior yeah de brebo na mo amon download the hook me no me pa macho amon download di na mon to me more interactions hook me app e be bo mo connected to plenty people around the world depending on what you are looking for, love, friendship, relationship, whatever. There's a big possibility. The possibility on hook me endless. In the next couple of months, it will be like the thing. So I feel like you guys should just get in right now and be part of the pioneers. About Charlie, we were the first people on hook me and started hook me. The next 2-3 years now, I pay the offer how hook me. Now we hook you when we the me say I won't download here or more than call Play Store and App Store. Now call download the mommy. Let's go and listen to our message from Hook Me.
Yes, it's finally here. Hook Me.
Ah, you found love. Wow.
What do you call Play Store, App Store, and now web? Now download the Hook Me app. You will understand why I'm so excited.
Spell mom ye.
Hukume.
Hook me.
Yes. Kwejo, manufila no mami na mini new catch no
All
chat.
right. Wow. I've seen the app. Nice one. And yes, subscribe. A man memma ya wo pekunu e yere embra enamfo ubehu womo enu o ma twetwe nkomo. Whatever location you find yourself, you've got to be hooked to your potential partner, fiancé, date, friend. You get what I mean? I like that. Hook me. So when you with the same city, region, country, another different country, Obebaso, now one-on-one, when now Nkomoh papa be. Even if you want to chat with 1 million people, brother, the world is large. The ball is in your court, man. I would like to subscribe.
So go ahead. Hukume. Hukume.
With this app,
your world is going to be more exciting, right?
of course.
Hook me. The world is large. And another Jumoku also seen a world remit. It's the most secure, fast, and reliable way of sending money to your loved ones, friends, and relatives all over the world, especially to Africa from here. A straightforward, breaking kind, 2 seconds, bam, ne do nipane ho. And yet, cobra, beside bibia for ID way, bra, kofa, bank statement, no. Would the go, would download the internet, just at least download these 2 apps for me. Hook me and the world remit. Na for send sikama odofo ohia sika mo side checks o Ghana ebi o me hia sika kakra ato 1 or 2 bi no mo hooki omo with world remit na yenkwane nkoti omo nso ankra to real quick na fe de yes I'm just
Just one more pic, JJ, please.
Oh, mama. Really?
Smile. It's not every day my eldest son graduates.
I couldn't have done it without you.
All without Auntie Jane's generous support.
Here is to Auntie Jane's well-appreciated World Remit money transfers.
World Remit Corporation is licensed as a money transmitter by the New York State Department of Financial Services as a foreign transmittal agency by the Massachusetts Division of Banks, number FT1179663, and licensed by the Georgia Department of Banking and Finance, NMLS 1179663, Massachusetts Foreign Transmittal License, FT1179663.
World Remit, a better way to send money. Download the app or visit worldremit.com.
and you know world remit and yet or monkano. I hope to say yes, bibi kakra and your topic. It might be controversial. Unfortunately, these are times and man or one year then. These are the times I was expecting them to be here, but Ebi or my busy. Interestingly, Araba didn't show up, Akosia didn't show up. Nanka Binyaka, Abna Sobeba, preaching Sobeba, no so and show up. I really wanted more interaction from the women. Unfortunately, AJ seemed to have been on the hot seat, but I guess we're handling who ye.
Lady Bakubisu by son of Sopesenka Uye, but I don't know if it's late. There was a lady no bisa say officer calling in.
But anyway, yeah, that we be asking. Yankorani Angel be final thoughts now. Dr. Marcus, let me start with you. Your final thoughts for tonight.
Well, I think it's say we ask na yehwe ye pa am say obema dey say for more than one. Na but you see some people were also talking about polygamy na polyandry near there, you know. Nina no play a part. Some people see you having going behind them as cheating. That is why I know be more say if you tell your wife, say, oh, okay, me was side checker, that's a problem. Yeah, ideally, that should have been the best way to do with it. But one thing, yeah, baby, I'll be done yet. You to me, you're fetching ye, Monfanchain. Now, a bedding, kakra, say, Bema Botum, what's not Baba, naturally, no. Natural order no saa na ɛte nti na nyame bɔ mba more sɛ mbɛɛma no nti momfa nkyɛn and wohwɛ mu so if we go by the Bible koraa na Solomon a yɛn yɛ di n'akyi nya yɛ wei no sɛ na ɔwɔ yɛ but na ɔwɔ girls so bebree nti a momfa nkyɛn yɛhu Bible no baabi a ɔbaa ɔyɛ saa that is where ɛyɛ ma ɛyɛ yi kakra but me to me ne de ɛm sɛ biologically ne koraa no. As the lady was saying, there are some things that what you research on it. Who say hormones be nema yesano. Ye no ye hua enfe nema ye mumfanche na. Culture play a part, and as I said, religion play a very important role. Religion na manipa ni suban sesa in a constitution so because a religion na nkofu di echi bebre like Christians. For example, but because of religion, inti I force on and as I am a change the world lifestyle kakra. And into most of us know what your crowd want to be function. That is what I would say.
I'm a bad people. No?
I'm a bad people, but I'm on function. You're because I a bad move. And also, as I said, no, also sometimes lying to save lives is better than telling the truth. And it's one of the theories somewhere. I will find it. I think you've said it about it before, but utilitarian or sabibisa, I will need to find the right word. And lying per se, no, and if you lie to save a life,
the greater good.
Not a papa sense or kind of crenona or mind bubble. What I say, ube diatrona or mind be yes and say, or kind of crown or man bubble. That is one thing. I will say, yes, and ye be an SL kind of crane. Okay, not at the bad result, you can, say a lie to prevent something from bad things from happening. But that's it, Papa.
Okay, yes, yeah, that's it. Dr. Pope.
Yo, the can say, and I'm the mention can say, who nipa crona, opese, and I'm on be a person to be ano. Carry yourself na hwe say sana mo na opese otu no ehun benefit ene mfaso a obenya afrim in regards to the na ye kan as to say be a bad or good no ejina wo definition so because so be ye be to help other person na in one way no be beka say bad but to the person why a good thing. And in regards to polygamy, no, human being defined polygamy. All this cheating and all those, yana ya defining. And then based on baby ayetino, ɛna yɛ define this a sɛ kramoni ɛyere yɛ baako na ɔfa ɔbaa baako de ka ho a ɔmo adwaman because of the culture ne baabi ɔte no nti no they see it as fine. Christian ni ɛne ɔbaa foforɔ ekotu anamɔ a na sɛ ɔwɔ asɔre mu kura hwɛ ɔmo betu n'asɛn because according to asɔre no mmara a ɔmo akyekyere ɔde akyekyere ɔmo ho no it goes against that. So we listening today, we speaking today, we all as a one whole big team now. Ɔmo tie ne yan yɛn nso yɛ kasa nyinaa ne ɔmo commenting nyinaa no yɛn nyinaa yɛ team. But the question to ask yourself is how do you define your own polygamy? How do you define him? How do you define him? Side chick or girlfriend or boyfriend or polygamy? And I say, how do you define that polygamy life for that person? You create your own polygamy system, and then you tend to put the person to that scale. Because at the end of the day, you'll be any definition. But another question, so say nyakopon guso ma bebre abawi ase ohwe baby a yemu bi ye kwa asori ya se ebedi adanse pa ye se ye to nkora din a that month no ma be se 10 na nkora ba mienu ne miensa se ebesan so aka no kore pa se asori mu me ka asori because as nipa me kwa asori me come from asori perspective say ye frɛ omo pa ware a mema hin na gina ho ene ma hin na gina ho. Look at the ratio. And if this population keeps on growing now,
uko wedding po na
yeah,
we
na dodo hin na ekokoso ene mma dodo na ekwa ye mu nyina mo kika nyina nsi ani mu amutie no na wo amu no define your polygamy over there. Enti na no sa no se o se ukunu no eboa ye bibia de ma ana oyire no bua ye bibia de ma na o se no nti no uja na it's up to you enye ha life na e ba be kan de ye kirew na uja no nso no kan hu se enemre mu no papa meka de ma no atwato no slavery na e ba e nti no mema bebre kodi mfia afiase a whole creative problem kakra. We are no free wa and the mema ya kenu nyame adom ebi mo so say ombeye nipa foforo e aware omunyon mema enti shortage no so akoso enti kakra ya aka no na ye bo homba enti wo define the baby or do polygamy no be ba be hye se wo out ho na se wo be frɛ se be ma na ye dio aye enti no udwane akwa na oba na ye dio aye enti udwane akwa kan wo se okwa akoto obi die so enti no wo so no how will you classify that? Owe of one say na wahwe wo de baby amede besi no
yo yes owe of one say na wahwe wo de one kasa so define wow polygamy. Okay, ekua yanko
Meeting can say either Ubibia say Mojani ye panelists abrini na Mojani the Munina say any for native. Is it natural or not naturally for men to be whatever? It is possible. In this we are CBBI a choice. Life is all about choices. And you make your choice, you stick with it. If you want to marry 15 or whatever, you have the money and the resources to do that. If you have the heart to do that, it's your choice. And you'll be a bit defining BB amount. The ball is in your court, man. You can chat
the world
to
is large.
The world is large. So who could know who is it? Who could me? Who say the world is large? Yeah, that would be answer. Is polygamy in this world? Yes. Is it amongst us a way in tari a family who say woman from a family in baby? It is here and it is here to stay. As to say a for choice, unless you are being physically abused in Jawari Emma Obafo from Metnaho, especially say what brew our anymore. enya MOB ema me di eda ebu sweating memja MOB ma me di misrem bebre makram me dasi
Okay,
bebre.
thank you for the word so sweet.
You welcome.
Okay. And see, it was for I had a lady basic me sure say obia esua kakra nya woni ye adwen fa woni ye adwen so afa ni nyina ye adwen kire obia yansa eni nipa bakofu etimu mo a mo join ye nyina ye da mu nyina se babe wuzi jimaima James Gentle Giant Vera Patience when Bill Anita oh Charlie Obibia Hajia Obibia joining and Nebia Yadamwasi Equia Desen why bio edini de dosu me se wa se mentumi ambo odin a fa che me ba obibia ene ojoining e bia yadanase yeah kai mo say again ejuma na yebedi hukumi na eso ya sin efua osu a welcome back say Facebook e de uko jail kaka okay yada wase say omo release mo
Na
baba
yemfa ni nkoje usen asem obi di na wotwe beka afia de 30 seconds beka ne say
waka
by no ko
okay ya na ya chi no oba so am me
afia
so
wo
say na no
kaba
bedro still
debi
aya
acha
aya
ade acha
next week
3
na
next
wakoka
week no
bi ba
sanko
yeah hwehwe no bi oh efia wusu a ene efia ba ko no owo hin ano no na wazza ni din no
any bi ono
ene wa account me no
Mude mungu sum block ogbe guzo create.
I shit see what your case who say owo
Or does it new account?
because no but if you wusu a bibi first one na 3 names
me see akra me comment cry emma bi mo say me throw shoot to kill.
I want him.
Oh
yeah
haya why you wait make I say one
yeah
you know
the omu
Oh,
yeah
and
the
you are
omu
gone.
omu be away from me omu be away
And
for
then
a
you are
while
gone. You are gone. You are gone. You are gone.
oh but me
No,
free so
I
proud
think
but only say my comment are not showing
comment no, I think ebe hold it for 24 hours.
na say about
You are gone. You are gone.
Facebook AI.
Facebook
I say
AI.
more
Facebook AI.
if you was my account na so you boss Abraham you we are say then
It was your for them was say you do be see anyame adoma efiada ya de ne etwa koso bebremu Joyce Jomensa sisi a yehu na opa kire Shatawali sususo ensem bebre
funny
na
face so Sunday aba
funny dear no oni Shatawali I think say almost the same level if you know you know but I think say they are on the same level Mati say Davido sususo amanfo a starting rumors to be about him and some dey bebre kwana etwa gu nti fiada konkonsa kakra yɛ nso yɛnim no yɛde bɛbrɛ mu na mo nso mode mo konkonsa aso no wode etie pɛpɛɛpɛ yɛda mo ase yɛfrɛ me papa Abeeku Nyanka mene Ekua Jewelry Father Bacchus ɛne Dr. Eric Pope ɛne yɛde dwumadie ɛbrɛ mu sɛ mu sɛ adeɛ no ɛkɔ off a ɛnna kyerɛ sɛ